to Business News on Housing TV Africa. I am Ubong Usoro. Let's take a look at what is happening in the world of business. World Bank says Nigeria remains Africa's largest economy by gross domestic product. Naira appreciates further after CBN's new Bureau de Change directives. NNPC firms cut gas flaring by 96% in 2 oil fields. In the stock market, consumer goods market caps hit 11.1 billion naira. Now the news in detail. The World Bank Country's Director for Nigeria, Dr. Niamey Diop, has confirmed that Nigeria remains the largest economy in Africa by gross domestic product despite the challenges faced by its private sector. Speaking at the country's private sector diagnostic stakeholders engagement in Abuja on Thursday, Dr. Diop stated that while Nigeria receives far less foreign direct investment than its potential warrants, especially in comparison to countries like Indonesia and South Africa, it continues to hold its position as Africa's biggest economy. He stated that the country's private sector diagnostic reports set to be released in the coming weeks will reveal the impact of private sector constraints on economic growth. He noted that if targeted actions were taken to remove these obstacles, Nigeria's economic potential would be significantly enhanced. Nigeria's Eurobond yield dropped to a 39-day low, with an average yield falling to 9.13% from 9.21%, marking a 7.76 basic points decrease. This decline reflects renewed investors' demand, pushing prices higher and yields lower. The last time yields were lower was on December 11, 2024 at 9.095%. Investors' interest was widespread across the yield curve, with shorter data bound experiencing the sharpest declines. The November 2025 bound recorded the most significant drop of 15.6 basic points, indicating a strong preference for near-term securities. Mid-tenor bounds like the January 2031 also attracted buying interest, with yields falling by 12.4 basic points to 9.096%, despite the U.S. Federal Reserve maintaining interest rates between 4.25% and 4.50%. The bullish sentiment in Nigeria's Eurobond market is driven by a mix of global and domestic factors. Investors appear optimistic, leading to increased demand and a continued decline in yields. Naira has appreciated further in the parallel market, popularly called black market, few days after the Central Bank of Nigeria issued new directive on the purchase of dollar by the Bureau de Change. The Naira strengthened by 15 Naira on Thursday as the dollar was quoted at 1,570, marking a 0.95% gain against 1,585 quoted on Wednesday in the black market. One street trader who gave his name as Mohammed said there was a low activity in the market due to low demand for the dollar. On Wednesday, the Apex Bank issued new directives which allowed authorized dealers to sell foreign exchange cash to Bureau de Change, subject to a maximum of $25,000 to a Bureau de Change per week. The new regulation aimed to enhance tracking, transparency, and anti-money laundering efforts in the foreign exchange markets operated by Bureau de Change. The CBN said foreign exchange cash purchased by Bureau de Change from authorized dealer banks shall be sold to foreign exchange end users at a rate not exceeding 1% margin above the buying rate. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and the First Exploration and Petroleum Development Company Limited have successfully cut routine gas flaring by 96% at the Anyala OML 83 and Madu OML 85 fields, marking a major step towards environmental sustainability. NNPCL hailed the achievement as a major stride in cutting greenhouse gas emissions. The Chief Corporate Communication Officer of NNPC Limited, Olufemi Soneye, stated that the milestone aligned with Nigeria's nationally determined contribution towards the Paris Agreement and was achieved through an associated gas re-injection strategy at the Madu fields located offshore Bayelsa State. The initiative ensured that the gas, which would otherwise have been flared, is now safely stored in a designated underground reservoir, significantly reducing environmental impact. The Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Mele Krari, also held achievements as a testimony to the company's dedication to responsibility, resource management, and sustainability. Similarly, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of First E&P, Ademola Adeyemi Beru, emphasized the company's dedication to environmental sustainability. Let's take a break here. We will be back shortly.
When the city is getting too loud, you need a home. Home is love, peace, and tranquility. Home is Housing TV Africa. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
You are still watching Business News. Moving on. The Ogun 2 Area Command of the Nigerian Customs Service, NCS, says it has generated over 4 billion naira as revenue for the month of January 2025. The Customs Area Controller Olushola Ailade disclosed this during a press conference held in Abeokuta, Ogun State capital. Ayale added that the command also discovered 4 unauthorized factories operating without proper license and permits in the outer axis of the state. The area controller maintained that the attainment is an evidence of the command's commitment to the growth of the national economy.
It may interest you to know that the command generated the sum of 4,335,323,053 kobo as revenue for the month of January 2025. This can be compared to 2,135,276,676 naira 86 kobo generated in the corresponding period of last year, 2024. There is a differential of 1,865,058,649 naira 65 kobo, which is a significant increase of 104%. Nevertheless, we also need to let you know that the command generated the total of 32,461,458,858 naira and 59 kobo last year, 2024. This attainment is an evidence of the diligence, professionalism, and dedication to duty of our officers, who worked tirelessly to ensure that we met and exceeded the revenue target given to us.
Airtime demand may not significantly change as the Nigerian Communication Commission (NCC) approved a 50% tariff increase this year. According to analysts, Nigerians will still demand airtime and data irrespective of the new prices, as the demand for the product is inelastic. The inelasticity of the demand means that the price changes will have little or no effect on the quantity demanded. One of the most fascinating topics in economy is the theory of consumer behavior, specifically the theory of demand. Consumers aim to strike a balance between price and quantity demanded. When the price of a product rises, they often seek cheaper alternatives. Yet this reaction depends on whether the product in question is elastic or inelastic. The consumer goods sector on the Nigerian exchange has reached a total market capitalization of 11.1 million naira as of the latest trading data. The sector is experiencing increased performance across several of its companies, with beverages and food products at the forefront of the rise. Among the standout stocks, Golden Guinea Breweries, despite a price decline of 8.91%, remains a player with a market cap of 8.06 billion naira. Meanwhile, other major beverage companies such as Guinness Nigeria and Nigerian Breweries PLC are holding their positions, with market caps of 168.66 billion naira and 1.05 trillion naira respectively. On the food product side, WA Foods PLC leads with a market cap of 7.47 trillion naira, followed by the market position of Dangote Sugar Refinery PLC at 443.36 billion naira. In the food processing segment, companies like Honeywell's Flour Mills PLC and NASCO Allied Industries PLC have continued to see positive price movements, contributing to the overall market growth. It was reported that a total of 17 companies across various sectors have achieved a combined market capitalization of approximately 11.22 trillion naira on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, with contributions from leading players in the consumer goods, foods, and personal household product sectors. Bitcoin has experienced a significant drop, falling behind the crucial $100,000 mark and triggering industry-wide liquidations worth $2 billion. As of Thursday morning, Bitcoin was trading at $97,300, marking an 11% decrease from its all-time high of $109,026. This decline is attributed to institutional movements and analytical indicators suggesting potential further corrections. Despite this downturn for Bitcoin, the Trump coin saw a 10% increase in the last 24 hours, bringing its market cap close to $4 billion. However, Trump has lost its third-place ranking among the largest meme coins to PAPE. Trump's relative strength index has risen to 48.5, up from 27.8 just 2 days ago and from a low of 19.8 4 days ago. This rapid recovery indicates a return of buying pressure after Trump was deeply in oversold conditions. We wrap up business news with global stock markets. US stock further hit pause on Friday as investors braced for the highly anticipated Monday job report and digested Amazon's disappointing revenue outlook. Contracts on the S&P 500 and tech-heavy Nasdaq 100 hovered around the flat line. Dow Jones Industrial Average Future were also little change on the heels of a mixed day from the stock on Wall Street. The wait is on for January's non-farm payrolls data to provide a health check on the labor market, which has become more crucial to hopes for another Federal Reserve interest rate cut. Investors are watching for cracks in the market stability as they eye President Donald Trump's tariff push and the chances of higher inflation. That's the much we can take on business news. Before we go, a quick recap of our top stories. World Bank says Nigeria remains Africa's largest economy by gross domestic product. Naira appreciates further after CBN's new Bureau de Change directives. NNPC firms cuts gas flaring by 96% in 2 oil fields. In the stock market, consumer goods market caps hit 11.1 billion naira. For more news in the housing sector, subscribe to Housing TV Africa on YouTube and follow Housing TV Africa on all social media platforms. Download the Housing TV Africa mobile app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. I am Ubong Usoro. Bye for now.
Welcome to Housing TV.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts. On Facebook, Housing TV Africa. On Twitter, Housing TV Africa. Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.
Housing TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting.